Good evening and welcome to Truth and Justice TV. I'm Jenny Obaseki and some of you know me as Mum on the Run. But today I have the most wonderful, Her Royal Highness, Her Majesty Queen. In short, I'm just going to say a queen is in the studio today. And if you don't know, you're going to get to know. Welcome, Queen Tola Onigbanjo. Thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you for that lovely welcome.
I am so honoured.
Thank you.
Now, some people may be thinking, who is she talking about? Who is that? So, for those lovely people out there, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Tola Onigbanjo. A lot of people call me Wise Tola. I'm the founder of Women for Africa alongside my husband, also the founder of The Solid Woman, and also the founder of the Listeners 101. I do a lot in the entertainment industry as well. I'm very big on my music. I love my music. So yes, I'm very active in the entertainment industry as well.
Now, I say Queen Tola, and I say that out of respect because I could say sister, lady, friend, but the fact is, this lady is sincerely dynamite. I was going to say dynamite, but then I was going to say beautiful, graceful, all in one. So just Queen summons it all up for me. Now, you mentioned a lot of different projects out there, and I said I wouldn't do this, but I actually said, would you remember the first time I met you?
Ooh.
Let me remind you.
Please do.
This was many, many years ago, back in the day of KICC conferences. One of my clients had said, you've started this law firm, people need to know about you. Go to this conference. I'm like, please, I don't have time. And she said, no, you'll enjoy it. It's good. And when I was there, I actually met Sam because he had a stall and I had a stall. And we were exhibiting at this conference. And then you came in to help him one evening. And he was saying, this is my wife, and just meet this young lawyer. And I was like, wow, this lady is amazing. And I think that time you had locks and you were like, one of your children was there. I'm like, how could she have that big child? And I was actually like, wow, I must get to understand how this woman maintains all this beautiful big child, busy life. So that's the first time I met you.
Wow.
So that was one of the first inspirational moments I had meeting the Wise Queen. So, with regards to your Women for Africa project, what made you start that?
Well, I've always done hair. Growing up, I've always done hair. I grew up with my dad. Me and my siblings grew up with my dad. We were raised by my dad, and he didn't know how to do our hair. So he would, for me and my sister, we'd have our hair shaved off because he didn't know how to do our hair, didn't know how to maintain it. We didn't know how to do our hair, so he would shave it and, we'd go to school like really short hair. By the time it's grown back over the summer holidays, we'd go to school with really short hair, get teased and everything. And,
Kids.
I actually forced myself to learn how to do hair with extensions. Back then, we used to use horse hair, as they called it back then. It was like 49 pence a packet.
Rough, coarse
pony. Yeah, that one. So I'd go to the market, buy that, and I would practice to plait my hair. And I just got so good at it. Then I'd be doing hair for my friends. My friends at school would want me to do their hair, and I'd do their hair. Then their mums started wanting their hairs done, and I'd do their hair, and, they'd pay me, and I started making money. So, I learned how to do hair as a teenager. I got a Saturday job doing hair on a Saturday, and I would just meet a lot of women because it turned into something that I now did for myself. I became self-employed as I got older, and I did hair. I mean, I went to work. I worked for Barclays when I left school. That was my very first job, and a few other places. But when I had my first son, I wanted to be a hands-on mum. To be able to do the school run, attend assemblies, and things like that. And so I needed to be flexible, and hair gave me that flexibility. So meeting the women, doing their hair in the house one-on-one. We women, we like to talk.
That's what happens, men. That's why we don't like going hair salon with you or having barbers next. Us women, we like to chat a little bit of counselling. But apart from having your roots done, all the curls in, there's a bit of counselling and therapy that goes on in those places.
So they would just, I'd meet some amazing mums. They'll tell their stories, and I'll be like, wow. Yeah, some stories were happy stories. Some were really sad. Some were really inspirational. But I thought to myself, people need to hear this story. You just see a woman and you just think that's all there is to her. But then when you hear about the things that she's done, the things that she's gone through, the things that she's dealt with, the things that she's overcome, and you just think, wow, other people need to hear this to be inspired, and that kind of thing. And, and I just thought there was something that I wanted to do. And I was thinking, is it going to be for mums? And I thought, no, it can't just be for mums. And, and my husband's very passionate about Africa. So I just woke up one night, because the name just came to me one night, Women for Africa. And I just woke up and I said to my husband, that's it. I'm passionate about women. You're passionate about Africa. Women for Africa. Let's do an award that celebrates ordinary women who are doing extraordinary things so that people can know these women. And that's kind of like how it came about.
I must say it is an amazing event. I can remember actually trying to support the event but didn't have the time to go. Then there was one year that your husband came and said, actually, you must attend. You can't just be saying you're supporting and not attending. So I ended up going and I thought to myself, wow, I should have come here a long time ago, because you do hear lots of empowering stories about women, not just women you may never have heard of, which is the most beautiful thing. And then the other thing that what is really important to me is about women fulfilling their purpose. People might look at your event and think, gosh, but they're different to me. I can't aspire to be, on a platform anywhere. Why do you think that is? Why do you think some women just maybe stay as beautiful bottles in wines and don't actually get to the pinnacle and be happy in their lives?
I think it's a limiting belief that sometimes we have, so we limit ourselves. And I think sometimes it's what people tell us as well. Sometimes people can say, oh, you can't do that. And then you tend to think, yeah, it's true, I can't do that. You don't look at it like, they're saying it in a bad way, because sometimes they probably genuinely think you can't do that because they don't know that there's more to you. So sometimes they take that on board. I remember when I spoke about Women for Africa to somebody, and, the person said to me, oh, speak to so-and-so because so-and-so is good in that area, and I gave so-and-so a call and said, oh, so-and-so introduced me and said to give you a call. And, and the first thing he said, oh, it takes a certain age to be able to pull off something like that. How old are you? And I thought, then he said, oh yeah, you're that age, because obviously he thought I was a lot younger. But then I thought to myself, if I'm in my 20s with this kind of zeal,
you can't blame him. You look amazing. But anyway, yes.
But I thought to myself, if I'm in my 20s and I have the same zeal that I have now, I would still go for it and still be able to pull it off. It wasn't really anything to do with age for me, but I felt that somebody hearing that might think, yes, okay. Somebody younger might hearing that might think, oh, I'm not old enough to do that. But you can.
Can I just ask as well, do you think for us African women that culture might be another limiting factor?
Yes, definitely. I think with a lot of African women as well, and sometimes it's how you grow up. I mean, obviously I was born and raised here, but my dad was very traditional with the way that he was, and being around a lot of aunts and uncles, I didn't really see. I can't say that I had this aunt and she was doing this and this, uncle and he was doing that. They were all just going to either early morning cleaning, early morning cleaning type of things, or care work, and those type of, and just jobs that they were just happy doing. Jobs that they were happy doing and getting paid. So I didn't really see anyone doing anything that I could say, oh, I want to be like that one day, or I aspire to be like that one day. And I think that is, that we see that a lot. We saw that a lot growing up. And I think now, because women are stepping out a lot more, we can see, and there's a lot more exposure now. So young people are able to see that there is more to life than just doing a 9 to 5 or just going to work. You can actually go to work and fulfill your hobbies and have things that you're passionate about.
So when people say stay in your lane, oh, you can't do too many things, I'm going to tell you today, don't let anybody limit you. And we're going to take a very, very short break right now. And when we come back, we're going to hear more about how to overcome those hurdles and what you might need to do if you need someone to talk to. See you after this break. welcome back. And today we have in the house the Queen, live before your eyes, Miss Wise Tola. And we were talking before the break about people limiting you with their words, with what they say. You can't do this, you're too young, or that'll be too much for you. Whereas they don't know what you're fully capable of. So don't let people limit you. And we were saying, does culture, does that also limit you? Yes, sometimes other people might be uncomfortable with what you do because they don't want to see you step up to a certain level. But don't let other people's expectations of you limit you. And again, it's important you're happy. So dancing to the beat of somebody else's tune is not the way to be happy. Dance to the beat of your own tune. And is there anything else you might suggest to women to sort of encourage them, and men out there, to sort of encourage them to really be fulfilled and happy?
I would say that for me, I'm only happy when I'm being me, and I'm only happy when I'm doing me. I always say to people, just because they say it doesn't mean it's right. And when I say that, I'm referring to when they say, Jack of all trades, master of none. I like to refer to myself as a Jack or a Jackie of all trades, and I look to master all of them. I cannot just be doing one thing. I'm too creative to just be doing one thing. I have to do many things because I am passionate about many things, and I'm only happy when I'm doing those many things. You try and make me only do one thing, I'm not going to be as happy as I can be, because there's more to me than that one thing.
You sit down and say that. When people will sit down and say, oh, who does your logo? Who does your adverts? Who does your social media? And I'll say me. Or some people will say, well, I know you do a lot of immigration, but I have this family law case. And my friend said you did their case. I'll say yes. Who drafted that contract? Who did that template? I'll say I did. But people forget, you've done hair, you've dealt with women, young people, you're a mother, you've dealt with a husband who has a consultancy, who does business plans, you've also done business plans, you've worked in finance. So when you come with all these skills to the table, it actually can intimidate some people. Sincerely, people may be intimidated by you, then want to box you. So that's another thing. People who want to limit you because that's all they know. They don't want to see you as, wow, you're actually all encompassing. That might be too much for them to take in. That means you need to get somebody else to hang with. That might not be the right person to hang with you. So really and truly, you need to be also surrounded by people who help to lift you up or add to you. If you're with people that are constantly dragging you down, you will stay down with them. So moving on from that, can I ask you a very sensitive question?
Okay.
With regards to women of a certain age, again, they may feel that, oh, I can't wear this, it's too young. I can't do that, I'm too old to do that. What would you say to that mature woman who feels boxed, who feels limited by people saying you're too old to do certain things?
Well, for me, I would ask that person, do you feel comfortable wearing that? Or do you feel comfortable doing that? If you feel comfortable wearing that or doing that, then go for it. But it's not really about somebody else, because you can tone yourself down for somebody else, but then you'll always be wondering, oh, that looks really nice, or I wonder how I'd look in that, that kind of thing. So, you might see me and, I'm in my ripped jeans. My daughter will say, Mum, let's go and buy mum jeans. And I'll be like, what's mum jeans? And she'll be like, oh, the ones that you get in Primark, and they're really baggy and they have loads of rips and things like that.
Can't see a shape, those ones.
Yeah, those ones, because those are fashionable, apart because we already have the skinny jeans.
Exactly. We've had skinny, we've had ripped. Now mum jeans is actually in, but they're comfy.
Yes.
And my teenage wants mum jeans.
Yes, and they're all wearing it. It's all the young people wearing it. So I don't know why they gave it that name. It's not as though it's for mums, but they want us to wear it alongside with them. But so I give anything a try as long as I'm comfortable in it. I give anything a go.
So far as you're comfortable in your own skin, that's what's important.
Yes.
And I must say, I don't know whether you've got the fountain of youth in your backyard, but sincerely, I don't know. Every time I see you, look younger. And people out there, I've said, do you mind people knowing how old you are?
I'm 52. I turned 52 last month.
And she's here looking younger than some 40 people. People were 40 something. But the fact is, do you attribute that to being comfortable in your skin and happy.
Absolutely. Comfortable in my own skin, happy. And, like, I'm one of those people, I say that, I'm a person that I like to walk in love towards people, be at peace with people. Don't hold malice, don't hold grudges. No matter what you do, I'm not going to make that, because I think those are the kind of things that contribute to you just not feeling yourself. It's really about being happy. There's something about being happy, having joy in the inside. It just makes you feel young, and I believe that it just translates to the outside as well.
It eludes, it comes out.
Yes.
So if you're not happy in here, you're not going to look happy here. And obviously healthy eating, healthy lifestyle is also part of it.
Yes.
But really and truly, when you're unhappy, that negativity, it manifests itself. It's known and scientifically known to cause ill health. So don't do it to yourself. Stay physically and mentally fit, stay happy. Now we're going to take a very short break, and when we come back, we're going to listen to the Queen talk about some of her other services that she does in the community. One of them is the 101 listening service, and I'm really excited for you to hear about that and also hear how you can help support it. So see you after these few moments. Welcome back to Truth and Justice, and today we have the Queen. Don't even try it, she's here for the day. But as you've heard, we've been talking about how you stay happy, why it's important for you to be happy, and really why it's important for you to be fulfilled. Don't let people box you. But the important thing about the Queen is she is multifaceted. She's amazing at more than one thing. I've known her for the Women for Africa event, which is coming up when?
On the 14th of May.
Are you excited?
Very excited.
You don't know how excited I am. There was a year I threatened to dance on the tables if I won because I thought I wouldn't win, and I was very heavily pregnant. So that was a very strange year because I'd separated from the father of my children and I had hid the pregnancy for a while.
Okay.
So when the nominations came up, I actually called your husband and said, look, Sam, actually, I'm a little bit embarrassed. I've separated and I'm pregnant. He goes, oh, that's fantastic. You will come. And his encouragement made me come out of the closet and come to the event. And it was amazing. It was a real inspirational, uplifting thing for me. And women need to know about that, right?
Yeah.
So what can us wonderful women and men expect this year?
Well, we're going to be celebrating some amazing women this year. You know, all our finalists are absolutely amazing, doing outstandingly well. And for us, it's an honor to be able to celebrate these women on the night. That's what we look forward to. I always tell people the most important people at a Women for Africa event are our finalists. The nominees and our recognitions, they're the most important people, you know, at our event. You know, it's all about them, and everyone else, we just come together to celebrate them.
She's missing out the good food, the entertainment, and the dancing. So there's all of that as well. Yes. But apart from Women for Africa, you have another very important service that you do in the community for the younger people.
That's the Listeners 101. And, you know, that started, you know, when, I mean, there'd always been crime, youth crime going on, and and that kind of thing. I've even had you on to come and talk to mums and like talk about this whole stop and search thing. But there was a period where it was just so constant. The stabbings were so constant. It was so regular, so many in a day, and I just thought, we need to do something. We can't sit down and say the government are not doing anything for our young people. We have to do something. And for me, I talk to a lot of young people, and one thing I've realized about young people is they actually like to talk. And I always say to people, if you want to find the answer to something, if you want to know why they do a particular thing, ask them.
Go to the source.
If you get the right young people, they will tell you exactly why they do what they do.
So are you looking for mentors, donors for that service? Because if we don't take care of our youth, the streets will take care of our youth.
First and foremost, I'm looking for people to spread the word. Spread the word to young people that there is a service there. It's called the Listeners 101. It's now an app. It started off as a helpline where they could phone in, but we found that young people like to message. They talk through messaging. So I launched the app just over a year ago. So the app is there. They download the app. It's available on the iPhone and Android. Download the app and they talk to a listener straight away. So it's really about people spreading the word, because we need as many young people to know that this service is available for them. You'll tell a parent, let your young person know, but that parent will think, well, my child is okay. Not all the time.
Forget. And not even that. You might download it as a parent and then be able to quickly refer to it and refer it on to young people. So tell your teachers, if teachers don't know, tell youth leaders that there is this app that kids can download and have someone to talk to when they're feeling low, someone to talk to when they've got a problem that they need to at least discuss with others. And there's also prayer sessions on the app, yes?
No, not on the app. We do that on Clubhouse. That's a separate thing on Clubhouse.
So what's happening on Clubhouse?
It's called We Are the Village. I believe it takes a village to raise a child. And, so the room is called We Are the Village. We meet every Sunday at 9 p.m. and we just pray for children, young people. So we have parents come. We actually have on our Instagram, We Are the Village page, we have a form that parents can fill out their children's names. So we have over 200 names at the moment, young people, children that parents have filled out that we pray for. We come on Sunday and people will come in the room and just say, look, can you pray for my child? He's depressed. Can you pray for my child? They're going through this. And that's what we're there for.
Can parents also ask questions? Because sometimes there's a bit of a generational gap, an information gap. So your kid might be in a trend of doing something and thinking, what's going on? Is it a place that parents can also ask questions?
Well, on the
Clubhouse.
Yes, they can, because my other moderators on there. I have a teen coach, a teenage coach. She parents teens and their parents as well. So she's very into that, and we do that.
That's brilliant, because we as adults sometimes forget that there has to be sometimes reverse mentoring and reverse learning. So from the young, they teach us a lot. And that's a good safe space for parents to know that they can actually go and ask these questions. Our Queen, thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
But how can people get hold of you?
Well, we're on all social media at Women4Africa for Women for Africa Inquiries, and also the listeners as well is at the Listeners 101. That's the Listeners 101, and the websites are the same: womenforafrica.com, women with the number 4 africa.com, and the listeners101.org.
So you can go on to the Women for Africa, see some of the amazing winners that they've had, and you'll see it's not just Nigeria, East, South, African women all celebrating together and being put on a pedestal for the great work that they do. And if people want to follow you on social media, how can they get hold of you?
Oh, you can follow me on social media. My entertainment page is at Wise Tola. My coaching page is Tola Onigbanjo.
Or again,
and that's on Instagram and Facebook.
Thank you. And thank you for staying and listening for this wonderful session. Remember to stay fulfilled. Don't let nobody box you. You might want to stay in your lane, but if you feel like going cross country, you go. Don't let anybody do whatever makes you happy, so far as it's safe and so far as it's conscionable, why not? And continue to grow. So remember, be safe. And if you can't be safe, be careful, and I'll see you next week. Stay blessed. Stay blessed, Queen.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.